Hello, my name is Ebony Bailey, and today I'm going to be talking about the Napa earthquake. So, the Napa earthquake. It happened on August 24th in 2014 in Napa, California. The earthquake was a 6-point magnitude and it lasted 10 to 20 seconds. The Office of Emergency Services proclaimed around 100 homes to be unstable after the earthquake, and around 170 people were injured, and one person died after the earthquake. After one person died, they actually died a week after the earthquake happened, and it's only because a TV fell on them and they didn't go to the hospital in time. It is crazy because of how big of the earthquake it was. I personally do not live in Napa, but I do live in Antioch, California, which is about a couple hours away from Napa, and I do remember the earthquake happening then. I was actually asleep at the time, but I remember the rumbling and I woke up, but I was tired, so I went back to sleep. But I remember talking about it on Twitter and everything after that. So the tectonic setting. The nearest plate boundary is a San Andreas fault system, but the main fault that caused the earthquake was the West Napa Fault that is around 35 miles long. It is an extension of the Calverdeas, yes, fault that is in the East Bay area. It is predominantly a right lateral strike slip fault, and it's latte Pescatonian Holocene active fault. Apologize, I cannot say it very well. When the earthquake first happened, scientists believed that it was because of the Franklin Fault, but after re-examining the surface after the earthquake had been over with and the next day, they came to the conclusion that it was because of the Napa Fault. So this slide right here is showing you the earthquake when it happened and the area that is being hit with the earthquake, and I'm over here over by Pittsburgh, which is in the orange section, and it was a little rumbly over there. Alright, so the geological setting. There are many bodies of water that is in Napa County. The Napa River is the main one and is about 55 miles, and is one of the largest rivers in California. Then there are various creeks like Sonoma Creek, Huichicha Creek, Hunting Creek, Butte Creek, and etc. And for our lakes, there are major ones, and it's going to be Lake Berryessa, Lake Hennessy, Lake Curry, and Lake Magnia. So the geological setting for Lake Berryessa, for the lake, it is a man-made lake that is made from the Butte Creek. The reason behind this lake is for a water supply for the community and for flood control. So basically, it acts as a drain for the lake whenever there's heavy rains to prevent floods from happening in the county. And these are pictures of the Lake Berryessa. Yeah, then like directly in the middle of the lake, if you could see on the slide there, on the slide that shows the satellite version, right there in the middle of the lake is the circular drain. So next, the geologic setting of the Butte Creek. It is about 88 miles, and it is the beginning of the creeks begins in the Mayacamas Mountains. This is a natural creek that was formed from the flow of the Sacramento River, and the type of rock that is in this creek is sedimentary rock, classic sedimentary rock, and conglomerate, and along with a lot of gold in the river, in the water too. Well, before everything happening, but there's gold in the water too. So for the geological setting for the mountain ranges, there are various ranges in Napa County. The main ranges is the Pica Mountains, the Mayacamas Mountains, the Howell Mountains, and the Yotisville Mills. The type of soil that is in Napa is volcanic, serpentine, and sandstone rock. The valley was formed by tectonic plate movement and volcanic activity and the erosions of subsequent intermingling of this parliament material has formed the complex and high varied soil complications in the alluvial fans that emerge from the hillsides and spread out to the valley floor. And these pictures here are showing you the different mountains. So what caused the incident? So it was a 0.6 magnitude earthquake. I believe that it was, well, geologists believe that it was caused because of the Earth's crust by the changes in the groundwater could have caused it. What happened was there was major damage that was done to the road, which is seen in the photos that I have below, and at the same time there was also various damage done to buildings, which is also seen down below. Some of the buildings began to crumble since they were pretty old, but even some of the buildings did have a couple of updated parts to them to keep them from falling apart during the earthquake, but it didn't help because of how big of the earthquake it was. But a lot of windows were broken to a lot of the community buildings there. So the total damage ranged from about 32 million to $1 billion. And as I stated before, there was only one person killed. Actually, 200 people were injured, and there were 6 big fires and only one water pipeline bust. So what was learned? From this earthquake, geologists learned that there's more water flow from the earthquake. This is very good because at the time we were going through a drought and the water flow wasn't very well. So the creeks and the rivers and everything like that began to fill up more. And also, what we learned now is that Napa can be a hotspot for earthquakes. So it is now being on the watch list for the government and is being reviewed constantly to make sure that we are alerted whenever there's earthquakes coming because it is on the fault line. And then also a lot of the buildings in Napa have been updated to ensure that they won't fall apart whenever there is a earthquake. And these are my references, and thank you.